So to do the oil service on the K1600, take a 8mm hex, go underneath with your drain bucket, break open that drain bolt right there. That's your drain screw. I already broke it loose. So now just take it by hand and remove it. You're going to drain it in 2 stages. The second drain bolt will be a 6 mil, I believe. So drain that oil. This is how it should be. It shouldn't be completely black. To try to do your oil services I do them every 4,000 miles. So drain this and then I'll show you the second one in a second. Okay, so next thing you're gonna do, I'll show you in a second, is get the second drain plug out. It's actually a 5.5mm. You can get yourself a set like this, a little 1/4 inch ratchet, and they just look like these little bits with, you can put an extension on them. So it's already in there. So I broke it out by hand. So just loosen it, and about 1/2 liter of oil should come out. So give me a second here. Okay, it's almost there. Okay, there you go. So a lot of shops, they actually they would do an oil change without taking out this second plug, just to be fast and efficient. But you see, that's actually probably closer to like a quart of oil, so it's crucial that you remove it. And as you can see, there's also a little seal on here. Oh, a seal that has to be replaced. And I use it's actually a 5mm, I apologize. 5mm on a extension. To remove this oil filter, I have a special little, it's like a mini oil filter removal tool that clamps on. So for this instance, I'm just using these vice grips. Just very carefully move it, and then you'll have just enough room where you can start undoing it by hand. And just put a little bucket underneath or something so it'll drain out. Okay, not like that. Anyway, you get the idea. And then the new one, I'll show you in 1 second. It's right here. Here's the part number, MW75. Make sure you use OEM filters, never use any cheap aftermarket. Here's gonna be your new drain plug. I always put a new drain plug in. Well, not always, but every like 3rd oil change, I would say, just in case. With a new crush washer, here's the part number. And then here's the part number for your washer. Okay, so that's pretty much done draining at this point. I don't show it in the video, but the bike is currently not on the stand over there. I'm just doing it by my computer. So just lean it over so it's vertical to let all the oil drain out. Hold it there for like 20 seconds and set it back down. I lift it a little bit just so I have a little bit of clearance to put the pan underneath. You're gonna use brake cleaner to clean off this whole area. And then on the bottom here also clean off a bunch of oil. And then on the oil filter, you're gonna put the mileage of when it was changed. So the next change would be at 38, 39, 40, 41, 823. On this drain plug, by the way, just so you're aware, I misspoke previously. It does not have a crush washer on it, so you just clean it off with brake clean and go ahead and insert it back in. After that, I'm not going to show you tightening it back up, but you just snug it up to 25 Newton meters. I'll show you the torque wrench that I use, and then we fill here, and I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. It takes, I believe, 4.6 liters. Okay, so this bottom one, you're going to go slightly up in torque to 25 Newton meters. There you go. Perfect. Then as you can see, we're at 25 this time. And you're going to use a little adapter from a 3/8 drive to a 1/2 inch if you need it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Now all we have to do is just fill it. To fill the bike, I'm using the Maxima racing oils. They're very highly rated. For cars here, I use Motul or Liqui Moly, but a lot of people are saying this is great for bikes. It's an ester formula. It's JASO MA2 certified, which is what you need for the clutches because it's a wet clutch in this bike. And it will take, once again, I have 2 of these, so I'll have a lot left over because one of these is 3.8 liters roughly, so I'll have to add, give or take, 1 liter extra. Just doing this one hand. So it's a 1040 weight, by the way. I'm in Florida, so it's a lot hotter. Just fill in through right here. And you're gonna start the bike, put it at level, let it run for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Stop the bike, turn it off, and then you're going to wait about a minute for the oil to drain down to the sump, and then check your oil level. By the way, another alternative if you're in a hot climate is you can use the BG High Performance 4-stroke engine oil. It's a 2050 weight, which is heavy. I know it's heavy, but if you're in a heavier climate where it's constantly over, a hotter climate where it's constantly over, let's say 85 degrees Fahrenheit on a daily basis, this will actually be better for protection. And I'm sure that a lot of people think differently and use what you want. I could care less, but I'm just telling you. And it is, in fact, JASO MA2 certified there. So this is totally okay to use as well. I just wanted to try out that new oil that everybody says is great. So I'll show you in a second what level we're at, and I'll show you the perfect level that it should be at. So here you can see a max level and a minimum level. Okay, so I personally, I know there's a lot of you that like to go all the way up to the max line. I like to be right somewhere around the middle. Okay, so this is where I like to be. Let me show you. Right here. Do you see that? How that's right at the middle? I don't like to go all the way to above the max here or at the max. I want to be right in the middle, and you never want to be at the minimum either. So you do what you want, you fill it however you'd like, but that's just how I like to fill these bikes. Okay, so that's it, all done. Very easy. Save yourself $350 at the dealer, or give me a call. I'll take your $350, no problem. Yeah, go from there. By the way, word of advice, the valve adjustments on these bikes. If you have under 30,000 miles, right, or even 35,000 miles, right? Like this bike is due for a valve adjustment. It's at 38,000 miles, so right at 40. I think the first recommended valve adjustment is at like 18,000 miles or 15,000 miles on these. There's no need. Okay, there's no need. The tech that's doing it has a more likelihood of messing something up that was done correctly at the factory. So don't bother unless you're at 40,000 miles or above. I know guys who have 80,000 miles on these engines. As long as you're doing your oil change and all the other maintenance on time and you're not neglecting the bike, right? You're not neglecting the oil changes, you're using good quality oil filters, there is no need you should do a valve adjustment before 40,000 miles. I'm probably gonna wait until 50,000 miles. If you don't have any strange knocking from the engine, okay? If you don't have like a ticking noise, if it runs smoothly, okay? Just pay attention, obviously. It's very simple. There's no need for a valve adjustment on these motors, in my opinion. Again, you do what you want. You can get a valve adjustment every 5,000 miles for all I care. I'm just telling you to save your money, because that's not a cheap service. I think it's about $1,800 to get valve adjustment done. So on the Ducatis, different story, okay? But on these inline sixes, I don't believe you need a valve adjustment every, I think, what is it, 18,000 miles. I think that's overkill. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Good luck.